Welcome back. What I had originally intended to do here was analyze a daily game that I had just finished, but according to the analysis, the game review here, my opponent played with 95% accuracy. I only had one mistake, but as you can see from the graph, I just steadily got worse and worse because my opponent didn't even make an inaccuracy and in fact had a brilliant and a great move. I have learned my lesson. I'm not going to analyze any games in which that happens because I haven't yet learned anything from a game in which my opponent didn't make any mistakes or inaccuracies. I've tried a couple of times, and every time it fell apart during the analysis. The video was no good to you or me, and it was a waste of my time. Maybe someday with a friend to go along with me, or someone sitting next to me, or once my skill improves, maybe I'll be able to do that. But what I'm going to do now is play a rapid game. I know I just did that a couple of days ago and my rating suffered for it. Normally I wait a few days before I do that again. This time I'm just going to jump right back in with the old saying about, if you fall off a horse, you get back on. I probably wouldn't do that because if I fell off a horse, I would be injured, hurt, maybe need to go to the hospital. And I certainly wouldn't want to get back on it. But anyway, I'm not hurt here. I'm just, my pride is bruised a little bit because I lost so badly in that previous rapid game. I'm just going to play another one. I was clicking on stuff while I was talking. Hopefully I didn't say anything, really unsmart. But let's just do this. All right, I got the black pieces. We'll wait and see. The opponent started with e4, so I will play the Caro-kann defense. I see that a lot. I usually just respond by playing e5. Usually they take and I take back. Every now and then they push forward. Every now and then. Let's see. Oh, they didn't push forward. Okay. Well, in this one, I think what I usually do is take that pawn, but I don't know if that's best or not. Is it best to just challenge that knight immediately and then when it moves, push this pawn forward? Like so? I think that's okay. And then maybe put this bishop here. Well, you know what? If I get the light squared bishop out now, they can just hop this knight there. Maybe let's get this knight out first to keep that from happening, and then put the light squared bishop out there. So if they hop the knight in, I can just take it. Okay, they've gone there. I think I can play e5 now because my knight's protecting that, and then I can further protect it this way. Maybe. Let's get the other knight out just in case. I don't know what it's going to do over there. I guess it's protecting the bishop. They could always push this pawn. If they do, I'm going to take that knight. They didn't. They came here to pin my knight, which I guess is fine. I'm going to get this bishop out and prepare to castle. If they want to trade their bishop for that knight, we can. Oh, they didn't. Where's that going? Maybe here? Well, I'm going to take... well, I can't move their bishop, can I? I tried to move their bishop. I don't think that's a good idea. Is that where they're going? Really? Okay. Should I castle then, or should I not castle? I don't know. I'm going to move my queen here, I think. I'm not sure exactly what they're headed for here. Are they wanting to trade bishops now? Is that what they're doing? Oh, they wanted to see if I wanted to trade. Oh, I was definitely willing to trade. But now I don't know if I want to castle because of all this stuff coming here. And I've had a pretty bad experience over the last couple of months with castling, and it just gets smashed once I've castled. So I'm hesitating to castle. I don't know if that's smart, but that's where we are right now. I guess let's force this issue here and see if they want to trade or if they want to move that bishop back. Oh, they did want to trade. Okay. And now does that... Oh, no. What? Now they're shooting in here? Surely not. Not with my bishop guarding that. What's that aiming at? Oh, is it keeping me from castling this way? Yeah, I'm not sure where that queen's going. I guess they were hoping I would castle here, then they could put their knight there and be threatening mate, but they're still not threatening mate because of the bishop. I think that's how that works. I'm still hesitant to castle though. And that bishop's not going anywhere. All those are protected. You know what? Let's just shoot this pawn forward. Okay, again, not really dangerous, I don't think. Okay, now they've got both pieces pointed at it, so they would pick up the pawn and the bishop for the knight. All right, I get that. But now I can castle over here, but then when they move their knight, then that would be check. So should I just push that pawn one then? Okay, let's just push that pawn one. I don't know, that might be bad, but I'm not castling while their pieces are all pointed over there. That's how I've lost 5 or 6 of my losses in a row, it feels like, was because I castled right in front of their attack, and they just attacked me, kind of as you expect them to. Now my bishop's undefended. I am aware of that. I might be able to defend it this way, or I might just have to trade it for something here in a second. I don't think they can attack it immediately, though. They've moved back with their queen. I can take the knight for a pawn, but then they'll take the pawn, and then my bishop will be in trouble. You know what? I'm going to protect the bishop with my queen once they take that pawn, like so. And I'm 2 points ahead on material, but my king is, in bad shape. Not doing well, as the case may be. Should I go here? Oh no, then they're going to take that. Oh, but then I would just take it. I don't know if that's good, but let's see if they want a queen trade. They didn't want a queen trade. They wanted to run over there, but now they want to attack my queen, which I don't want them to do. That's not what I want to happen. So should I take that? But that opens up their rook, and it allows their other bishop to get activated. But what if they do that? I'm still up 2 points of material, and I can just move my queen one or down. Yeah, let's castle over here, and then when they push that pawn, I'll just drop my queen down one, I think. Like so. And they can't get through that any more than I can. And I've still got a knight that can go hopping around over here. That's the next thing I've been thinking of as soon as I get a chance. That's protected, that's protected, that's protected. Okay, I think everything's protected here. Oh, they saw what I was doing. I'm pretty sure they can't see my arrows, but let's try to get this bishop right down there. They might attack it with the pawn here in a second, but then I will plant. Yeah, they did, and then I'm going to plant it right there. And that thing I think is safe because they don't have a dark squared bishop. So now what I need to do is maybe sneak around in here and hang around on that side. Oh, that pawn's undefended. Should I bring my rook? They can still do this though. Let's stop them from doing that. How do we stop them from doing that? I think we just push the pawn. Let's just push the pawn, I think. And then I'll think about bringing this rook over to hit that. I'm way down on time though. What, 3 minutes? Oh my. I didn't realize I had been using that much of my time, but I'm using more time than my opponent is so far. Oh, they brought their queen back. Okay, well, I'm still going to aim for that undefended pawn. I guess they could push it one, and then I can push. Oh, they did. Okay. Oh, if I push and they take, their queen's still guarding that, no, they might not take, though. They might push through trying to open this up. What if I went this way, like so? Now they're going to have to guard it with a bishop, I think. Oh, they guarded it with the bishop over there. Okay. The bishop, I noticed, is not defended. So if these 2 pawns were out of the way, that would be great, right? Should I push this? No, because then they push that. And then those 2 pawns are forever cemented in there. Okay, so I'm going to leave those 2 pawns where they are and try to find another way around. I guess it's going to have to be the knight recirculating somehow. Let's see. How do I get the knight over there? That way? Good grief. Yeah, the only way I can get there is to come here, and my king is in the wrong spot. All right, well, let's move the king, because I'm down to under 4 minutes now, but their bishop is stuck defending that for now until they put a rook behind it. Pedrino offered a draw. Is it a drawn position? Or are they hoping I'm going to run out of time? Oh, they moved. Oh my, I didn't realize they had moved. I was going to try to sneak around in here. Okay, that looks dangerous, and that's going to remove the defender of my bishop. I don't know. But you know what? I'll be okay if I have to take that. Let's see if I can come after this bishop real quick. I assume they're going to move over to protect it. Oh, they moved that up to protect it. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have to go faster then. I might have to sacrifice a rook to break through here. Or I might take the draw the next time they offered it. I didn't realize that it was necessarily a drawn position, and that my opponent is definitely ahead on time. Oh, they went that way. Okay. I don't know, man. Okay. Then, you know what? Let's go there and this way. And now they've got the path open on this side. Okay. Well, I was trying to go around the wrong side for sure, wasn't I? All right. Well, I've got to move that. And move this to protect there. Oh, are they going to try to get the other rook around? Okay. Well, I need to try to get my queen back over here then, I guess. Oh, well, that was nice of them. Oh, what happened there? Okay. They've opened up all this stuff here, haven't they? Okay. Well, I don't know what to do about that. Except I guess bring this and start shooting down through there. I'm going to lose on time since I didn't accept that draw. But, oh, I can't move that rook. Darn it. I can take this pawn, though, and then they're going to promote here in a second because they're guarding the promotion square. And they have their 2 rooks lined up behind it. Okay, well, you know, good for them. That's a check. Got to do it. And they have to take it. And then I still can't move this rook. So I'm going to have to, what now? Do I lose? Is that what happens? I think I lost. Okay. I keep trying to move that rook, but I can't. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know how that went wrong. I do know that I should have accepted the draw, and I just lost another 15 points. Wait, my opponent was rated higher than me. How did I lose 15 points? And I just played a rapid game yesterday. Man, it should have been more like 6 points or something. Well, I'm going to try to pinpoint the spot at which I went wrong. It looks like there were multiple spots at which I went wrong. In fact, I was way ahead at one point, and then I made 3 mistakes and 2 blunders. All right, it remains to be seen how far I was actually ahead here. It looks like -4 or 5 or 6, depending on, whether the computer is correct there. But then almost all of my final moves were mistakes and blunders. Okay, so all my mistakes and blunders were right at the end. Wow. Did this move list show where the draw offer? See, it says here that the opponent offered a draw and I declined the draw, but it doesn't say in the move list where that happened. Man, I sure wish it would. I think it's Lichess that lists in the move list where the draw was offered and declined so that you can go back and see if you were actually drawn when they offered it. That's interesting. Okay, but this does not show where the draw was offered and declined. I just know that here after 26 moves, I was ahead -3. And this is where I think my opponent pushed that. I'm pretty sure my opponent pushed that pawn, and this is where they offered the draw. And I'm up -3. If only I'll play rook to h7, or b6, or king to c7, or bishop to f4, or queen to g5. Okay, well, queen to g5 is what I played, and those moves are all about the same. Okay, so I did play one of those. And my opponent didn't play one of their top moves, and so now I'm up -4.5. That said it was good, but we jumped from just above 3 to -4.5, 4.6. And there were 5 different moves that kept me above 4. One is rook to g7, I assume to guard the b pawn. One is queen to h4. That's what I played, my second best move. Okay, I was going after the bishop. They were supposed to defend it with the queen, but they defended it with the rook. So now I'm up -5.7, 5.6, something around there. And I should have, because that pawn's free. Okay, I missed that, I get it. Or just left that alone and played rook to h7, like I should have played on the previous time, or rook to g5, which would have trapped my queen in there. I don't know that I would have played that, or rook to g7, or a4. But yeah, I could have just taken their g-pawn for free here, but I didn't. I brought the queen back, so it's back to -3.5. They didn't play one of those top moves. They played here, and I'm still way ahead, almost -5. If only I'll take it, or put my queen back on h4, or play bishop to d2, which would still be guarded by my queen, but then hitting that pawn from behind. But if I played bishop to d2, it says they wouldn't take here. It says they would take here on b4. Wait, bishop to d2. It says they would play b5 at that point, attacking my knight. Okay, and then I would have to drop the knight back here. Okay, one of my other good moves is this, or a4, but instead I took there, which takes us down to under -3. They played their second best move, and I should have taken on c3, but instead I took on b4, which is inaccurate. Now we're at 2.5. They took there, which was their best move. That was my best move. Wait, I'm pretty sure before I clicked the next arrow, it said rook to b1 was their best move, but then when I did it, it said it was inaccurate, but it's not their best move. Queen to b2 was their best move, but rook to b1 is pretty close. So that they played one of their best moves. That was my best move. Wait, again. Well, okay. Yeah, that's my best move. Knight to c... Oh, it changed at the last second. But for a long time, it was listing knight to c6 as my best move, but it was just good according to the game review. Okay. Queen to b2 now is one of their... It's not listed at all now. Well, for a second, queen to b2 was listed as their best move, but then it went to second, and then it just dropped off the list. Okay, but they did play that lining up here. I get that. I had to play rook to g7 or rook to h7. I did, and I'm still way ahead. I did not know that I was way ahead here. Queen to b6 is what they played. And for a second, it was listed up there, but it's not anymore. Okay, they played there, which it says is good, but I'm still at -5 if I will play rook to c7, but I didn't. Oh, because, see, what I was failing to recognize is that the b-pawn was pinned, so that they could just take the knight for free. I had to protect that knight, either by rook to c7 or rook to c8, or king to c8 would have protected the knight with the pawn, or just move the knight, or move the king over there. And all of those would have kept me way ahead. But here I was down more than 3 minutes on time, nearly 3.5 minutes in getting down into the whatever. And so I was panicking a little bit. I thought they nearly had me. I thought I had to protect this pawn, and I didn't realize I was trying to protect the knight. So that is a blunder and takes us to even because they can take the knight. Okay, so now we're even. This was a long time after they offered the draw. My next move was a mistake because I had to put my queen back up there. It's the only move that keeps us even is putting my queen back on g5. Well, I didn't. I brought it over here because I thought I need to break up this attack. The problem is I undefended that pawn when I did it, so that was their best move to take that. Now my best move is rook to c8, or rook to d8, or rook to e8. I need to get my rooks out of the corner, apparently, or line them up like this. Okay. But now because I gave up that pawn, my opponent has an advantage. But I didn't play any of those. I went down there to attack this rook, and they should have taken this pawn and checked me. They didn't. They missed that. Went here and checked me instead. So they saw the horizontals that I always miss, but they missed the diagonals that I'm getting better at seeing. I only had one move, and it was this. I don't know why that was counted as great. It seemed like the very, very obvious move. That's their best move, to line up the two rooks behind this passed pawn. I had to play queen to c5 to keep us even, threaten the queen trade here. But instead, I lined up another rook. That was the blunder that lost me the game. That wasn't even their best move. What was their best move? Oh, taking that pawn that they missed on their previous turn. Okay, but f6 was close. Bishop to f4 was my next best move. Oh, to block off the rooks. But by this point, I was already reeling, and I'm learning the hard way here that emotions play a huge part in these games, that once my opponent, has me rocked back on my heels, then I'm not really paying attention anymore. And that was bad because they can play that. And now there's nothing I can do. Queen to c3 or queen to c2 is actually my best moves. But, I didn't know what else to do at that point. So, of course, they took, and I didn't know where else to go from here because, I wanted to go down here and something, but I can't move that rook. I wanted to take this pawn and sacrifice the rook for it, but I can't move that rook. What could I have done? Bishop to c1? What does that even do? d3? Those are the moves that are the best possible moves for me. Bishop to here. None of that is good. They're about to turn this pawn into taking away one of my rooks. So, okay. Yeah, so that game really threw me off, but what's wild is that I was ahead until that. I had no idea that I was way ahead. I had to protect the knight because the b pawn was pinned. All right, well, my hope is that the lessons from this will sink into my brain eventually. Right now, I don't feel like I had an epiphany looking at this post-game analysis, although I do understand some of the mistakes and blunders here. Like in this case, I understand I just gave up the knight by not moving the rook over. I do get that. Putting one of the rooks on the c-file behind that knight would have saved it, or getting the king out of the line of the pawn. Like, I understand that. But anyway, it didn't feel like an epiphany, and I don't know that I'll see that next time. Maybe I will. All right, I did check my opponent's profile just a few days ago. Well, a couple of weeks ago. They were rated over 1,400 in Rapid. So they've just tanked their Rapid score down into the 1,200s over the past, it might have been as long as a month ago. So I'm playing someone that's accustomed to playing people rated much higher than this, so I've never been rated that high, so good job to CM Pedreno from Argentina. I salute you, and hopefully I'll do better next time. Thank you for spending your time here, and I will see you in the next one.